Welcome to the webinar. We are sending live from the School of Engineering Science in Chemistry, Biotechnology and Health. Please feel free to submit your questions during the webinar, and the presenters will answer as many of them as possible at the end of the session. Please go ahead and start with the presentation.
Good afternoon from Stockholm, Sweden, or maybe I should also say good morning, good day, and good night, since we got viewers from all over the globe. And welcome to this webinar from the CBH School at KTH, the School of Chemistry, Biotechnology and Health. My name is Kenneth Carlson, and I work as a communicator at the school, and I'm also your host today. And with me, I got the master student Vijay Sai Joshua, and Professor Eva Malmström Jonsson. Please tell us more about yourselves.
Thank you. Hi, this is Vijay. I'm a master's student in molecular techniques in life sciences, and I'm in my second year. I will speak to you about the life here as a student, the fun we have apart from education and academics later during the seminar.
My name is Eva Malmström, and I'm a professor in coding technology here at KTH. I've been a professor here for a long time, and I also graduated as a master also a long time ago. I'm happy to be here, and I'll be happy to speak more about the research and education at our school.
Yeah, and we have prepared a presentation about the school, and why not, let's start. KTH is Sweden's largest technical university, and the CBH school is one of KTH's five schools. Research and education span broadly over 4 areas of strength. We got health, materials, energy and environment. And we are a research-heavy school, and our activities take place in connection with our sustainability goals. Our research and education have great potential for addressing global societal challenges, such as sustainable energy, health and aging populations, sustainable working life, climate change, sustainable production, and clean water, a lot of things. The school has around 2,000 undergraduate and graduate students, and 850 researchers and staff, of which about 400 are doctoral students. And we got about 65 professors. Eva Malmström Jonsson is among them. And maybe you can talk a little bit more about our research departments.
Yes, so the research departments are spread all over our campus areas. So let me first introduce the 4 different campuses. So we are now located at the main campus, Campus Vallalavägen, which is where the main part of the chemistry is taught. And then on the farthest away from the main campus, we have Flemingsberg, which you are from, Kenneth. That is where you have your office.
A lot of health stuff. It's like a medtech hub.
It's a medtech hub.
Yeah, close to Karolinska University Hospital.
Yeah. So you have really good facilities combining the medical research and what you do at best in Flemingsberg.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And you, Vijay, you have actually the possibility of seeing 2 of our campus areas.
Yeah.
So why don't you say a few words about them?
Albanova is where I have my classes and few of the labs, the computer labs, and I think the School of Biotechnology is situated in Albanova. Yeah. And coming to the SciLife lab, it's where most of the labs from the 3 big universities, Karolinska Universities and Stockholm along with KTH are located, and it's a hell lot of research going on there. Yeah, and I'm very happy to be associated with these 2 schools.
Yeah, it's a really exciting environment at both places, but particularly at SciLife lab, since it's a unique national infrastructure.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is we have open seminars for students, so we actually go attend seminars. Even those who are not in the SciLife lab do that, so it's pretty fun there. It's interesting and it's full of knowledge.
Yeah. So these 4 campus areas, they're actually housing several research departments. So we have the possibilities to conduct research in very broad areas, spanning from biomedical engineering and health systems, chemistry, chemical engineering, fiber and polymer technology, gene technology, as well as in industrial biotechnology and protein science and theoretical chemistry and biology. So just by looking at the names of these departments, you get a flare of the width of the research conducted at our school. So we will hear a little bit more about that as we continue in the presentation.
And here we got a flight photo over central Stockholm with the main campus of KTH and in the central areas of the picture. As you can see, we have this campus called, which we call Vallalavägen, which is close to a street called Vallalavägen, where we have a lot of chemistry going on. A bit north of that, we got Albanova and KTH Solna with the SciLF lab, as you previously mentioned, Vijay. And then we got KTH Flemingsberg, which is a bit south of Stockholm, about 20 minutes with a commuter train. Yeah. And here on the slide, you can also see our different master's programs. 3 of them is more into chemistry, 3 of them are into biotechnology, and 3 of them are into more of a health sector. Maybe you can say some words about them?
Yeah, so I'll be speaking very shortly about all the programs, but first I think it's nice to draw the attention to everybody that we see the designs for some of the UN Sustainable Development Goals on this slide, and that is just to depict that our programs are very much focused on contributing to solving all the challenges that we have for a sustainable future. So let me start by showing a slide for each of these programs. So the first program I'd like to say a few words about is the Chemical Engineering for Energy and Environment. It's a program that has a very strong focus on sustainability, for instance, finding energy solutions for a sustainable future, and also to tackle the fact that we have finite natural resources for the future. On this slide, you also see that there are two persons depicted. These are alumni. And those alumni are presented on the website with more information on their career, what they have experienced after graduating from KTH. And these people will be, these examples will be shown on all of the following slides. Then I'd like to turn to the second program, which is the Industrial and Environmental Biotechnology. It's a program that is meant to really to provide deep understanding on how to design and operate state-of-the-art techniques within the life science sector, to accomplish high product qualities, to tackle the sustainability issues, and also to deal with the financial aspects of biotechnology. So it's a comprehensive program, and it's very much focused on how to use cells and cell components to come up with commodities in a very efficient way. Again, 2 alumni are depicted on this slide, so that you can learn more about how they have, what careers they've had since graduating. Then I'd like to turn to the program Macromolecular Materials. It's a program that is very much focused on materials made out of either natural polymers, a lot of fiber technologies, fibers made from wood and natural resources, as well as synthetic polymers. And today, where is so much debate about plastic materials, this is a very fun area to be active in. And the program is really giving a deep background into these kinds of material. I myself, when I was a student, I took what was this program a long time ago. The next program is Polymer Technology, which is very similar to Macromolecular Material, but it's a joint program.
Yeah, it's actually related to that program.
Yeah.
Before I mentioned it was 3 chemistry programs. This is the 4th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is the 4th program.
But we're doing the program together with the Macromolecular Material program.
Yes,
yeah.
And it's also it's a joint program, which means that if you choose to come to this program, you have a mandatory mobility period that you either spent at Aalto in Finland or in NTNU in Norway, and there also is a collaboration with DTU in Denmark. So you have to do at least 1 semester at any of these universities, focusing again on macromolecular materials. I think Chalmers is part of the program as well.
But if you're taking KTH, you can't choose Chalmers. So.
No. Okay. So you can only have one Swedish university.
Only one Swedish.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then the next program is the Medical Biotechnology program. It is focused on providing a deep understanding of cutting-edge techniques to analyze very complex biological samples, but on a molecular level. So it's very close to chemistry and deep knowledge in chemistry. So this is a program where you focus on biological system and really trying to understand them from a molecular perspectives. Very exciting, learning to take advantage of nature and how exclusive and fantastic nature is. And then we have medical engineering. That is one of the newer programs within the school. I would say it is not such an old program as many of the others are. It's a program that, maybe you want to say something, Kenneth. It's very close to your heart.
It is. When working in a hospital, a lot of things about the medical engineering. All techniques that are used to use that, you need an engineer who can handle it, like MRI systems or almost anything at the hospital.
Yeah.
And in this program, you will learn to operate many different kind of systems, which are crucial for giving good health.
Yeah, and it's a really timely program, right? We speak a lot about patient safety and how we can improve quality of life, so on and so forth. So if we can master these technologies that are applicable in medical aspects, we can really make a difference.
Yeah.
And then we have the program called Molecular Science and Engineering, and I would say that's the program that probably has the molecules at closest at heart, because here they make really focus on molecular systems and advanced tools for the synthesis and really understanding these molecules in great detail. So how to design the molecules, how to characterize a molecule, and then again with a very strong focus on sustainability. And then we will have some examples on that further on, how we can address energy issues, for instance, with a deep knowledge, profound understanding of molecules. And then, Vijay, maybe you want to say something about the next program, Molecular Techniques in Life Science.
Yeah, sure. So this is a unique program, I should say, because we have the best from the best universities here in Sweden. So the first semester at Karolinska, which is a world-renowned medical university.
That is where they give out the Nobel Prize, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we are lucky to be associated with them. And the second semester at Stockholm University, which is more into bioinformatics and the coding and programming a bit. And the third semester at KTH, where we learn about the applications of what we do and how to analyze the data we get. So it's like we get the best from the best.
So the students at the program, are there many international students?
Yeah, I think we cover a wide range of students. We have students from the US and all over Europe and Asia as well. So you find everyone in coming together, and we work together always. So we have our back, we have each other's back.
That's great. So I think this international student environment is very much like that in all the programs. So it's an international
program. I should say that.
And then we turn to the sports technology program. That is the program that started this fall,
it's
actually.
KTH's newest program.
It's the newest program, and it's a really exciting program where you want to combine sports technology with engineering and also bringing in health aspects of exercise and practice. So it's a program that wants to bring the science and engineering with the sports context.
Yes.
It sounds fun.
Yeah,
it is fun.
Yeah. And then we turn to the program that started last year.
Also quite new.
Quite new program, and that combines technology, work, and health.
Yeah. So lots of ergonomics, and you will be taught how to design good work environments, for example.
Yeah. So in the era of sustainability, this is how you make your workplace sustainable and how you make the people to sustain this pretty hectic work life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also with the flavor of technology, of course. So as you can hear, we have a very broad selection of programs, so you can most likely find something that interests you.
Yeah, and if you want to learn more about all these programs, you can go to kth.se/masters, and you will find all programs listed to learn more about each of
the details of the programs. Yeah,
I think it will be tough to choose because every program is interesting.
Yeah, that's a good point, Vijay. So how is it then? When does the academic years, what does it look like here, Kenneth?
It starts in late August and it will end in early June. And a full year, it contains 2 semesters, and each semester contains 2 study periods. And these study periods are about 10 weeks and will all end with an exam.
Or maybe 2.
Or maybe 2, you can have a re-examination as well. Or, yeah. But usually during these study periods, you take about 2 courses for about 7.5 credits. But it depends on what course you choose, of course. And as you have pointed here in the picture, the last semester in your second year, it's time for degree project. And you can do it at KTH or you can do it elsewhere, maybe at a company. Depends on your interest or what degree project you're choosing.
So that is the full semester that you can devote to one particular project.
Yeah.
So have you already decided what you will do for your diploma project?
I mean, not yet, but I'm looking forward because I know what techniques I'm interested in and what subject I'm into. So it will probably in that direction.
So you already started planning for your degree project.
So I just have to speak and actually put together the project so that I can start.
Yeah, that's great. So that already touches upon the career opportunities then.
Yep, because my aim is, right now to get after my masters to do a PhD and go for postdoc. And yeah, I did not plan much further, but I just hope it goes well till there.
You have a pretty good position with your degree from KTH.
Yeah, because about 7 of 10 students will obtain the dream job with a degree from KTH, whatever it may be. 56% of them receive job offers before they graduate. And 86% get job within 6 months after graduation. And in 1 year, about 97% of them have got a job. And if you want to have a doctoral position, about 20% of our students get it after graduation.
So I think that reflects the high intensity research level that we have at the CBH school.
Yeah.
The fact that 1/5 of the students choose to go on to their PhD training is quite amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's also pretty good possibilities to do so either within KTH or of course to go somewhere else in the world.
Maybe you can say something more about the research.
Yeah, I can say a little bit about the very wide range of research activities we do have in the school. So even though it's almost impossible to give a flavor on all the aspects of research that we're conducting, I will try. So the research in biotechnology, it is focused on fundamental and applied research in life science. That means that they do research on biomaterials, biomaterials for implants, biomaterials for drug delivery applications. They develop new biotechnological tools. And they look a lot for bioenergy production. What plants and specimens can you use that will provide energy sources for us, and how can they be nurtured in the best possible way? And then, of course, a lot of the research is devoted to biomedical research and the diagnostics. So that can either mean production of pharmaceuticals or the active molecules themselves, but it could also be related to understanding the diseases. And for many diseases there are particular biomarkers that they can detect as a marker for a disease at early stages, for instance. You know all of this. You should tell instead. And then, of course, it's very much appreciated if you can have like targeted treatments, so that you have your pharmaceuticals encapsulated in some kind of capsule that seeks up the diseased tissue in your body and then delivers the drug directly to that place in the body. So there are a lot of interesting research in this area going on. Don't you agree, Vijay?
I agree completely.
Yes.
Because I think that's what we aim for, to have something good for the society.
Yes.
And something which affects and something which gives a better healthcare and a better Medicare.
Yes, again, quality of life and patient safety. Yes. When you know a lot about the molecules, you have the ability to design molecules for a particular application. So this is what the colleagues do that works with solar cell technologies. So they look for to develop more efficient new materials in thin film solar cells and to really test the performance. So they use both 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional materials, and then they come up with these very flat solar panels with a high efficiency. This is also a very strong research area that attracts a lot of interest. Solar energy is, of course, sustainable. Many of the researchers at the school work with sustainability-driven questions. So this is an example from my colleague, Professor Minna Hakkarainen, who takes biomass that you can harvest in the nature, and then she conducts carbonization, pretty much taking away the oxygen atoms in the material. And then from the biomass, she can make material that are bioactive, like biomedical scaffolds to grow back tissues and things like that. She can make these materials to become packaging materials, or why not make materials that are suitable for water purification purposes. So the technology that she and her colleagues are working with is really to take the biomass, carbonize it, and then get a scaffold material that she can develop to other purposes. Very exciting. The next example I would like to give is adhesives, composites for fixation of bone fractures. So this colleague of mine, Michael Malkoch, he has developed a material that is used to fix bone fractures. So instead of taking a metal plate or screws and other kind of fixtures, he takes a plastic material to fix this broken bone. So this is a model of a broken bone, and in usual when you want to heal a broken bone, you have to fix it somehow, and that you do with a metal plate and screws, which is a lot of pain for the patient. And the smaller you are, the worse these things are. So if there could be ways to fix this in a nicer way, it could be much more convenient for the patient. So what they have done is that they make a patch like this, so it's like a little bit of a glue. So with this glue, instead of putting the metal plate, they can put the glue on the fracture and hold the fracture together, and it will hold the fracture together for as long as it's needed for the bone to heal. And then eventually you don't need to take out any metal or screws or anything. Wow. Yeah, so it's much more convenient for the patient. Yeah. This is not yet in the clinical trial, but it's very soon to be. Then I couldn't help myself.
Oh, some famous
guests. Yes, do you recognize any person in this picture?
Looks like a former president.
Yeah, it's a former president. So we had a very prestigious visit to KTH some years ago. It was Professor Obama. And when he visited, one of my colleagues, Professor Göran Lindberg, and his colleagues were actually invited to tell about the latest technology. So I just wanted to bring one example on what Professor Lindberg's group is doing. And they're also using biomass. So they take lignin from the wood, and they can convert the lignin into lignin-based carbon fiber electrodes. That's yet another example on how we can work towards a more sustainable society. Now they can use the biomass as a source for these carbon-based materials. So without going into details, this is also one step towards a more sustainable future. Then I have one more example on research from the school, and this is my colleague Professor Lars Berglund, who has developed a method to make transparent wood. Can you imagine? Instead of having the wood that you cannot see through, now we have a material that we can see through.
So it's like glass made of wood?
Yeah, essentially you can say that it is. So what they do is that they take out the lignin in the wood, and by doing that they will create a material that is transparent. And I brought a little bit of an example here. So these are models of houses, and this is a roof that can be made of wood. And when I put this wooden roof on top of the house, it will be very dark inside. That means that I have to use light bulbs and other light sources to light up the interior of the house. But now, with the transparent wood, that will allow light to come through, I can then put a roof on top, again a wooden rooftop, but now a transparent rooftop. And then you can see that with this roof there's much more light remaining in the house. So this is a nice way, with the maintained mechanical properties of the roof, we can now combine the structural component with the light coming through the roof.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. So now it's a matter, when do you want to start?
Yeah, we hope you will apply for KTH. and if you wonder how to apply, this is what you need to know. First, of course, you need a bachelor degree if you want to take a master's program at KTH. So get that, and also finish your English proficiency, so you can be accepted. Sorry. You also need to know that some programs will have special requirements. Maybe you need to take some courses before you apply or before you start. So take a close look at the webpage and see what requirements your program of interest really need. And from now you got about 2 months to decide, but decide before January 15, because then that is the latest date for you to apply. So apply by January 15, and also don't forget to apply for the KTH scholarship if you're a tuition-paying student by the same date. And if you need scholarships, we're also an opportunity to apply for the Swedish Institute's scholarships, the SI scholarship. And on the program pages, on the master descriptions, you can also find some more tips about what scholarships you can apply for. There are some regional scholarships for South American students or Indian students. Don't miss out on that.
So what if you have a lot of questions? You can either submit them here.
Yeah, don't forget to submit. After our presentation, we'll try to answer them as good as we can.
Or I think...
Yeah, and also, don't forget the Student Ambassadors, which Vijay is a part of.
Yeah, so we are like 5 of us from different masters.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions regarding the program, the course, or the different subjects, or let's say even the life and what we eat daily. Or
ask anything.
Yeah, ask anything. Feel free to mail us. So, and also do not forget to follow KTH in different websites or different social media platforms, because we have lots of updates. I think we give lots of updates through that, and you can also have a glimpse of what is happening at KTH before you actually come in.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Which maybe you can explain more, since you have.
Yeah, sure. So so this was the first time I have actually come abroad, like come out of India, and this is the first photo I have taken from the flight of Stockholm. So as I was landing in Stockholm, so it was pretty exciting because it was the first time, and I was a bit scared because it's a new land.
It's not a new life.
Yeah, it's a new life and totally a different country. I don't know what's in there for me.
Yeah.
But and the first month was pretty hectic, I should say, because it takes time to adjust with the curriculum and what's happening around here. But after that, I felt like I got one with Stockholm actually. So I think truly, I mean, the name Stockholm Syndrome is true because you get one with the city. And it's a very beautiful city, I should say.
So you have a nice picture here.
Yeah, that is from KTH. That is the KTH campus itself in winter. So it is really, really beautiful to see, as well as really cold. Yeah. So I think during this time, I mean November, December, and when we have the first snow, we get clothes, like proper winter clothes, which are like, we cover ourselves totally. And we actually have fun in the cold. It's fun in the cold.
You roll in the snow and stuff.
Yeah, and we make snowman, we actually have snowballs, and it's also fun to do ice skating because that's something which you should never miss in winters. And
shall I go to next?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, these are the different activities we do. And one of them was a Secret Santa, and it was fun because I was the host. I mean, it was held in my room, and it's here in KTH Technical Union. I mean, I love that room, and I really miss it because it was all for us. Two people, and everything was for us, and it is very good and spacious. And also, we go for hiking to Bjorna. We have Tiresta, and we have lots of national reserves which are fun to go hiking and experience the beauty of Stockholm and stuff. And that is the library of Stockholm University, and it's very beautiful. And of course, KTH library is huge and beautiful, but this was because of the snow, I had to include it. Because snow. So that's me. I was a subject for various experiments.
You're for an experiment.
Yes,
you can tell.
They were electrodes. So I could see my brain waves.
Wow.
Did it work?
No, because I fell asleep. So anyway, so these are like few experiments around in the universities we have, and the advantage of these experiments, apart from knowing what research, we get to see free cinemas.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So that's fun.
So you enjoy your time here?
Yeah, I'm having fun, I should say. And apart from, I think we should take time apart from academics and actually explore the city. Explore what's around us, and have fun with the various student activities, because there are innumerable student activities going on every day.
That's
and
great.
I should not forget to tell about the lunch seminars at KTH, because if you forget to get your lunch, find a seminar, go get food and listen to what they say, because it may be interesting and you may actually like it. And that's what I got to say for now.
Seems like you enjoy it.
I'm enjoying it. And if anyone has more doubts, always available through mail.
Wow.
That's it from me.
Okay. Shall we continue? That's what we had to say. So feel free to ask us any questions about KTH, the student lives, the programs, anything, and we'll try to answer it as fast as possible here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. See if there's any questions coming up.
Oh, turned very quiet.
Yeah. Maybe you don't have any questions. No.
It looked like we kind of covered a lot of things then.
So probably everything was crystal clear.
I know I just heard that there are some questions coming up.
Yes, some questions coming up.
Wait a minute. Seems like there's a little bit of problem with the sound here, but
we are still here. We're happy to answer any question.
What's your favorite part about Stockholm?
My favorite part, I should say, like the architecture in Gamlastan is beautiful.
It's the old town in Stockholm.
It's the old town of Stockholm. And another Swedish thing I would love to, and we do with like every week with our friends, is the fika, which is
fika.
Yeah, fika.
What is fika?
It's like we have.
I know what fika is.
Yeah. So we have coffee with any other snack and cinnamon bun, which is the most famous thing, or the kanelbulla. Did I pronounce it right?
You did.
Yeah, I'm happy. So that is the thing we always do it like once a week, at least twice a week. Like take a break from our work, from our studies, and we have fun with each other. We sit with each other and make time for each other and talk.
Yeah.
And I should not, also the cruises. Cruises is good. The cruise trips are good.
Yeah, with the ferries.
Yeah.
It sounds like they were.
I just heard that there was a question about housing in Stockholm, how to get a housing.
Yeah. So I
How
think-
was it for you?
Yeah, for me it was like being an international student. We have an advantage in Stockholm. Like KTH offered us like housing for 1 year, and we had option between KTH in the KTH campus, and another one which is the most student friendly housing in Lapis, which is a bit north.
Yeah.
And
2 kilometers.
yeah. And I love that place because it's by the beach.
Oh.
And it's only students, and it's you can imagine when you have lots of students like in one place.
Yeah.
And I think even Kungshamra.
Yeah.
So like it's spread. I think accommodation.
There's a lot of accommodations all around Stockholm.
Yeah.
But you were lucky to live on campus.
Yeah, I was very lucky to live on campus. It was, and we were the first tenants of the new housing
Yes.
in
Yeah.
KTH.
So I think now there are about 1,000 possibilities for 1,000 people to live on campus.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. We're happy with that.
Yeah.
It was really good living on the campus because you have everything around you.
Well, one thing that
Thank
should be
you.
said is that the rules about housing differs from students to
Yeah.
students. As you're a tuition-paying
Yeah.
student from outside of the EU, you were offered a housing from KTH accommodation for 1 year.
Yeah.
And after that year, you have to apply for a new housing.
Yeah, we generally do the triple SB. We apply through triple SB, which is purely for students.
Yeah, and because of that, since you only get housing for 1 year as a tuition-paying student, it's very important that you sign up to the student housing
Early,
association
yeah.
early, so you can get a new housing for the next year. And if you're a Nordic student, if you come from EU or EEA or Switzerland, then you have to search for housing on your own. You can get it from KTH, but you will get in the same queue as all other Swedish students. But you can also try to hire from a private landlord, where a lot of apartments that are for hire for the entire year. One thing that you should know is that you shouldn't pay in advance if you haven't met the landlord first or haven't seen the apartment first, because there are scammers out there, so don't get scammed.
I think we heard some questions coming in
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have a lot of questions coming in.
Great.
Good.
One for Vijay, maybe. What are the programming language that is used at the molecular technique in life science?
We work with Python and R programming. So Python is taught to us from the basics, and it is good if you know it prior, because always having prior knowledge is an advantage. And yes, R programming is also very essential because we use that a lot for visualizing the data and statistics and stuff. So yeah, these two are the main programming languages we use.
Thank you. Where do students normally do their master theses within your school?
They have very wide options. I think it's not restricted to one location.
No. We have a lot of students who does it at the research centers at the KTH, different parts of the.
Yeah, it's really common to either do it at KTH within any of these research departments, or to go to a company.
Yeah.
But you could also go to university elsewhere. So it very much depends on what the students are interested in and what the projects are that are offered.
And
So
also if you want to have a career path afterwards.
Yeah.
Because it's the degree project is a good step into the job market.
Yeah.
Thank you. One student is wondering if the application process is in a rolling basis, or if we would recommend to apply early. So maybe you can update about the deadlines and application period.
It's not a rolling process. You don't have to be first, but you have to send it in before deadline. So remember, January 15, send in your application before that date, latest that date. That is the date that you should remember.
Yeah. So after the deadline, all the applications will be evaluated. So there's not a rolling system. No. But do it on time.
Do it on time.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you should remember.
Another student is wondering if there will be time to do a company internship or a research project in the first or second year.
So during the first year, there are mainly courses. There could be some projects included in the courses, but particularly in the second year, the second semester is devoted to the degree project, and that could either be at the research department or at the company. But apart from that, it depends a little bit on the program, and I would say that not any of the program has a large time allocated to that kind of activity.
Thank you. Do students need to do English test in case they have an international bachelor degree?
I think yes. We have to do a English proficiency test because it's more helpful for us.
Yeah.
I personally had taken my English proficiency test too. Yeah.
How do you apply to a PhD at KTH? And is it beneficial to have studied at KTH before?
Oh, that's a really good question. So to apply for a PhD at KTH, we have a very transparent process. All the PhD positions are actually posted as on the vacancy, vacancy list on the web.
You can Google it, KTH vacancies.
Yes, so then you will see all the open PhD positions. And of course, if you're known to the KTH professors, you might be in a better position. But as a general rule of thumb, it's always the best PhD candidates that are selected for the PhD positions. So no, you should apply irrespectively whether you have a master or not from KTH.
How much does it cost during the studies with the daily expensive and student life, Vijay?
So it depends on where you live. Well, housing is it ranges between 5,000 to 7,000.
Yeah, and it could be higher.
Yeah, it could be higher.
Yeah,
exactly. And if the other thing is depending on how much what you eat. And stuff. If you prefer eating outside, it is going to be way more expensive. And I cook personally, so I can manage my food expenses, and it is less compared to eating outside.
You take a lunchbox with you.
Yeah, I take a lunchbox daily with me.
And there are a lot of microwaves around campus, so you can easily find a spot to heat the food.
I can heat food, so I take food, heat it, and that saves me a lot of money actually. And I think instead of buying food, I can use it to have fun outside. Like fun meaning, going out to attend events.
Yes.
Because there are multiple events, and I would say that make good use of them. So yeah, this is the cost, I should say.
Yeah.
So did you find Stockholm expensive when you moved here?
At first, since I didn't know what to buy, so I was more enthusiastic and excited to buy everything. Then I realized once we settle down and we understand what's happening, we can manage our expenses pretty good and pretty well. Yeah.
That sounds good.
How much Swedish do I have to learn to get around in Sweden?
Well, I should say I didn't find any hardness in going around Sweden. I think, and Swedes are really, really good in English, and you would not find any hardness. It's not tough. You know English well, you can you are one among the Swedes now.
I know there are some Swedish courses that is offered for.
Yeah, we are offered Swedish courses by KTH itself.
Yeah.
So apart from daily courses, we have classes in the evening sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, And yeah, don't forget to go for those Swedish courses. Learning Swedish is fun.
Yeah. It doesn't give any credits, but if you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
It's always an advantage.
Yeah, but you will survive even though you can't speak Swedish.
Do I have to pay the application fee to apply to your school?
Yes, you always have to pay the application fee. It's 900 Swedish crowns, which is about $90, 90 euros. Yeah, depending on the exchange rate. Yes.
How many hours of class is it every day? And normally how big is one class?
In KTH, we have, I mean, right now I'm having classes for 2 hours. So we have breaks, like every 1 hour we have a break of 15 minutes. And I think we always like, we give a 15 minutes, gap before starting the class.
So we always start quarter past and then we run for 45 minutes.
Yes. A break and again 45 minutes.
Yes.
So it's not too much at once and it's good. I mean, I like it personally as a student.
So how long days do you have?
It depends again from course to course, I should say, because we have 2 courses at the same time. Sometimes, it may happen that 1 week we have classes every day and 1 week we have classes like alternate days. And some days we do not have classes because we have assignments to complete with that. So it's always different. It's not, you cannot, I don't think we can fix to one schedule and...
But I should say that for all our programs there are a lot of practical works, a lot of lab works, and that of course takes quite a bit of time.
Yeah, and also group works.
Yes, group works.
So yeah, I think it's not fixed.
But it's more common that you do have classes that you don't than that you don't have.
It's more common
every day.
Every day,
Next question. Is it beneficial to have done internship, for example, at a company if you're applying for a master program? Do such applicants get preference over others?
Okay, so I guess the question is whether, first of all, you have to be eligible to the program. That means that you have to fulfill all the prerequisites that is required for your program. And then if there's a competition of the positions at the program, then you will be ranked according to what your prior experiences are. So depending on what experiences you do have from your internship, it may mean that you actually are attracting a higher ranking number. But it's difficult to generalize on that question. I would say the political answer is it depends.
Yeah.
What are some essential things to bring while coming to Sweden?
Okay, yeah, I think one thing I would give a precaution is not to, it's like bring 1 or 2 winter clothes, and I would prefer that people come here and buy, because the clothes here are more adapted to this winter, which is not something like winters in Asia or the eastern part of Europe or something. So about that, and if you're cooking, especially in particular Asians, I should say, or Indians, because I'm an Indian. So I brought few of my utensils, and apart from utensils, I don't think you can. I mean, you find everything here. We have grocery stores of different countries around. So whichever country you are from, you can go to that particular grocery store and buy whatever stuff you would like to. So yeah.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that. Do you miss something that you cannot find here?
I mean,
or can you find it in these special stores that focus on Indian cuisine?
Like, okay, let me focus on Indian cuisine because I have. So whatever I want to make something, I always find it here, and it's not tough because we have one store just very close to the campus, so it's easy for us to go and buy stuff. So I would not tell it's tough to find the basic stuff you would want to cook.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Does KTH try to implement sustainable solutions in the conventional programs? Example, reduce plastic use in the biological labs, implement knowledge about environmental in normal courses, and raise awareness in general?
Yes, I would say sustainability is very high on KTH agenda, and it's running through all our programs as a red thread. So sustainability issues are indeed important, both for people on campus, but also to educate the younger generation, the generation of tomorrow, on how to behave and how to be very well educated in the sustainability issues. So yes, very important.
Thank you. Is there any country-specific scholarships?
There are. KTH has one KTH India scholarship.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and there are different scholarships out there which students from Mexico can apply for, or students from Colombia or Indonesia. We have listed some on a web page, so please take a look there. We have also listed some scholarship portals which where you can search for different scholarships. But from KTH we have a scholarship KTH India, which is country specified.
Specific, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's quite related to the next question. Is someone who is wondering about the ratio of international students and other countries in the programs or the school?
How is it for you and your program?
I don't think, I mean, it's a wide variety, like we are students from everywhere in the world, I should say. I didn't find any specific ratio. It's like, who are eligible for that course?
Yeah. I can only give a number for KTH as a whole, and usually we have about 100 nationalities on campus at all times. And the number of international students on the master courses is actually often 50-50, or sometimes a lot more international students. So
it of course depends on the program as
yes,
well.
Yes, it does. Yes, but whenever you walk the major streets on campus, you hardly hear any Swedish. It's just a lot of languages, which is absolutely fantastic. You walk there in early morning and you hear French, Russian, Chinese, Indian, whatever. It's amazing. I love it.
And of course, all your classes are in English.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only English,
Yeah.
Thank you. There's a student from Europe who is wondering if he has to pay tuition fees or fees application.
So to study at KTH, if you're a European student, there is no fee connected to application or studying here.
Thank you. Is it hard to find a part-time job while you're studying?
It could be, especially if you don't speak Swedish, to be honest. You could find it, but many companies want you to speak some Swedish at least. But we have some, we have KTH Career, for an example, which once you have come to campus, you're a KTH student and you're on campus, you can visit the KTH Career and get some advice from them, and they can see if they got any threads for you too.
So do you have a part-time job, Vijay?
I mean, I work with people in the lab.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you do.
And you get paid for it, of course.
Yeah, I get paid for it.
Yeah.
So if you're lucky enough, you can actually find something in the labs. Apart from learning, we get to know how people work in the lab and what research is.
And be part of the research.
Exactly. It's really good to do that.
Thank you. Next question. I would like to know if there are research lines in neurodegenerative diseases from a molecular perspective.
Oh, that's a very detailed question. I think I can say yes to that. I'm looking at you. I don't. Yeah. So I'm positive that there are. So please take a closer look on the website where all the professors' activity. You know, there are 300 professors altogether on KTH and 60 at our school only. So it's really hard to keep detailed track of everybody. So take a look on the webpage, and I'm sure that you will find more detail on that.
few students who are wondering about the weather, and Vijay, they asked how do you survive the winter?
Yeah, it's we especially during this time from the end of November, or from the middle of November, I should say. It's when the winter starts to set in, and we buy lots of coats to protect us from the cold, and shoes which are specific to be used in the snow. And we also have some like kind of studs which prevent us from slipping on the ice. So, and gloves, yeah, gloves. So after I came to Sweden, then during this time I bought this stuff. It's better to buy stuff here than bringing everything from the different countries, as I said, because the clothing in various countries is more specified to that country's weather conditions. But here it's more in like these conditions which are very severe, and you can survive, and we actually have fun with these in winter. We have lots of fun in winter, but well clothing. So it's like I believe it's like you should always have good clothing and not blame the weather.
So how cold does it get here? You make it sound like there's super cold. Which
I mean, Stockholm is, since we are more in the south of Sweden, I should say. I mean, not exact to the south, but more
closer to the
comparative.
middle at least.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. So it last year -10 was -10 to -15 was a common range in winter.
Yeah. And not for so many days in a row.
No, not for so many days. But the best part of, I should say, of Sweden is the summers.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Swedish summers are really good.
Well, winter doesn't last forever.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. The spring starts in about April, and the flowers start to grow, and the sun is getting longer, and in the in June you almost had midnight sun. But
Yeah. I still remember.
Not in Stockholm, but far in northern Sweden.
I still
the sun hardly sets.
Yeah, I still remember that we were out like whole night, and we were wondering why isn't it still dark? So that's summers.
Now it's dark though. You can look behind us.
Really
yes.
Thank you. Are there any academic support like tutoring available at KTH during the studies?
I should say, as a student, the professors are always available for us, so we can contact them through mails, and they actually reply us very easily, and they're easily approachable. I should say. I shouldn't you should no need to get worried. Like, what will they think if I ask them for questions? I think.
Yes.
You're more happy if we approach them with questions and ask them for support, and I think it's.
Yeah, so we are very happy for students that are engaging and interacting, and there is also this academic resource center at the library where you can get like a crash course on how to write a scientific report or
the same group that has this lunch seminars
we
were talking about before.
So to make the student life a little bit easier, and so.
Thank you. We have time for one more question. And it goes, when do we have to start searching for a master thesis?
That's a good, very good question. The master thesis starts right after Christmas, mid-January, on the second year. I think it's a good idea to start to think about it already at the end, towards the year one. And then for the summer, think hard on what you really want to do. And then as soon as the fall semester starts, start to outline what your possibilities are so that you have ample time to do what you really want to do. So that's start almost a year ahead to think about what to do.
Thank you so much to Kenneth, Vijay and Eva for the presentation, and thank you to everyone who is watching and submitted questions. You can follow our international student blog and contact the school's student ambassador if you have further questions. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you on campus.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.